Hi learners, it's Ann from Learn and Grow, and today we're going to do a new experiment because I saw this morning on Instagram someone who had posted making cookies with edible flowers, and I'm like, we're going to figure out a way to make this happen. So in the course of figuring out a way to make this happen, of course, I need to talk about the science of how an oven works. All an oven really is a enclosed space with dry, hot air. So however you make that happen is however you make that happen. And so what I did was I went down to Smart and Final, I'll tag below, and I already had this. We're going to try this again in a solar oven as well in another experiment. But a cooking sheet to create lift off the bottom of the pan, and then this. And this is called a chafer. It's used in catering. And you normally put it over some kind of a flame to keep food warm after you've already cooked it someplace else. But here we're going to use it for an oven. And again, just an enclosed space where dry heat can be trapped. And we want the rack in there. I got two of them. So this is for cooling. And really it's just a couple of Baker's cooling racks. But they're non-stick. But I put the other one in there because you don't want the pan sitting on the floor of your oven. You want it elevated so the dry, hot air goes underneath it. And so that's what we've made happen here. So I'm going to be, I made some dough earlier and refrigerated it. And I'm not going to get, too technical. Somewhere I have cookie cutters, but I'm not digging them out right now. We'll just use this thing to make a cutter cookies. Right now I'm going to go collect some flowers and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've now got my little basket of flowers here. These are mostly pansies and violas, but I do have some geraniums in here. And I didn't get any nasturtiums because they have a peppery flavor to them. And as you'll see in the other images and the links down below, this recipe uses cream cheese. This is a sweet recipe. We don't want something peppery in it. So this is a cream cheese kind of dough, which is pretty awesome. You get to use up some of the cream cheese that I bought on sale at Grocery Outlet for a ridiculously low price for a huge amount of it. But I'm like, what am I going to do with all this cream cheese? Well, now I found a purpose. So I'm going to go ahead and put flour out on this just because I'm going to have to roll out. And I'm doing this outside. I do not want to do this inside the tent yurt because I am so messy with stuff like this, and I do not want food items all over inside the tent yurt. Besides, it's hot in there right now. It'd be too hot to do that in here right now. So I'm going to take this ball of dough and roll it out and make some cookies. Roll this dough out. Uh-oh, don't stick. So I put flour on you so you wouldn't do that, and you did it anyway. Get you off of there. Let's get you all floured up again. Let's try this again. What a blob of cookie dough. And I don't expect these to take terribly long because, they're not super thick. So, I've got my baking sheet in here. So we're just going to do this. Get you there. And I'll just keep rolling this stuff out and using it till it's gone, and then I'll grab some more out of the stuff I made. So here I have a couple of cookies, and I want to press into the top of them something pretty. So here's a pansy. I'm getting flour on the tops of these, but that's okay. And here's some violas. Let's put some different ones on there so there's all different colors. We have so many different colors of violas and pansies in the garden, and they make such pretty, uh-oh, are you going to come up off the mat? I'm going to need a spatula. I think I do. The the violas and all these flowers make such beautiful salads and breads and things, but we can only imagine that they'll make beautiful cookies. And they don't have to be perfect. As long as it tastes good. Uh-oh. Maybe I need to stick the flowers on so our pan freezes. Very well. Alright, stay in there so the wind can't get ya. Get some flowers spread around so things don't stick. There. I think I'm just going to put them into the pan and then I'll mash the flowers onto them. That just seems to be easier. Looks like I get these 6 at a time. Looks like this. Wait for some more dough from the ball. Looks like I'm going to need a lot of. And it may be that I freeze the dough I don't use because I don't need like a ton of cookies right now. I'm just doing this more of an experiment than anything. That I can just freeze this dough and use it again later when I'm going to make another small batch. And so there's no rule that says you have to make everything up. As long as you have the ability to store it until the next time. Okay, let's get you all floured. I'm not having you stick. Deal with that. Too much crap. Okay, I kind of cut off the side on that one, but I kind of don't care. Goes in there. And that goes in there. What happened? What's in there? So again, I am not aiming for perfection by any stretch. I just want functional and tasty. So, I'm going to add this unused dough back in here and wrap it back up because I don't need it right now. And I don't want to have it exposed to the outdoors because it do. So, outdoor cooking does come with its drawbacks. It just means falling into your food. So, that's been done. And now I already got a canister of fuel in here for the stove. So you don't have to worry about that. And I needed a spatula over here anyway just to get these out when I'm done. But let's see what we can do with decorating these bad guys and making them all pretty. Okay, so we've got cookies on the cooking sheet sitting on top of a cooling rack inside of a rectangular container which can act as an oven. So the next task, and we may have to crack this open a little bit to let it vent. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, so that's producing heat. I'm going to put the dough back in the refrigerator for now. Okay, so we're back at this. I've let it sit here cooking for a little while, baking, and it has worked. So the experiment was a success. So I don't know that we got pretty hot in there. I've got my little oven thermometer in there, sort of keep an eye on how hot it gets. It cooked at a lower temperature a little bit, but it baked up. Oh, that one doesn't look quite done. Those on that end don't look quite done. But these over here are. So I'm going to take these out and put these other two back in for a second. What I am noticing though is that the underside of the chafer, you don't want the flame to hit it. It discolors it. and I'm concerned about it burning through. Because this isn't the thickest metal in the world, it's really not meant to be used this way. But it is meant to be sitting over a heat source and keeping food warm, so that shouldn't be a problem. So, here we have these cookies coming out. And then I got these other two that aren't quite done yet that I'm going to put back in for a second. And let's see how that goes. Let's put the lid back on. But you know, if you're trying to figure out a way to bake while you're camping, for example, all of these tricks that I'm doing, a lot of these things are hacks from Girl Scouts when I was a Girl Scout leader. Not everything. Other things are things I've just MacGyvered based on the same scientific principles that obviously are being used in the methods I've already been taught. But here we have a lovely browned on the bottom, crispy on the edges, and let's taste it. It's still warm. You can taste the sour, or the, not the sour cream, the cream cheese. Okay. This was a success. So, nothing very sophisticated. Simple tools. Awesome job.